All right, this is the time I went hitchhiking from Highway 18 near Auburn, Washington, outside of the SuperMall. It was August 2001, and I'm hitchhiking barefoot, and then I notice, oh, my foot, I take a step, and it's sticky, and I've cut the bottom of my foot with some glass. So I'm like, ah, man, gotta rinse it off with my Nalgene bottle, probably rip off a piece of my sock to put it on the wound, lather it with Neosporin, wrap it in duct tape. And right as I'm thinking about that, this car, it was a Nissan Sentra, it pulls over to the side of the white line. So I put on my shoes that I had in my backpack, and I ran over to the car, and the driver's like going like this, and his hand is like a drunk cobra. It was like, come on. And I'm like, okay. And I get in the back, and immediately I want to see what's going on. These two lovebirds, I'd say they're either Filipino or maybe Laotian. I don't know, somewhere down in the Southern Seas region, because they got that skin that's golden, like a mix of brown and yellow, that sort of bronze color. And they're the passenger, he's grabbing the rear view mirror and he's tilting it to look at me. And I see that lascivious leer, his eyes. I see it all there. And I'm like, okay, but he's small. I'm guessing that if he were wearing heels, he'd be like 5'3". He's a little guy. Same with the driver, and the driver is not happy about him tilting the rearview mirror. He's like, "Come on, I need to drive," and they say something back and forth in their squishy language. And we go driving down Highway 18. I'm on my way to Spokane, and they're going on Issaquah, which is on I-90. They're headed west. I'm headed east, but that's in a few miles, so we're all good. And this guy's looking at me, he's leering, he's like, "Let me see." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not a hung man. I'm not endowed, sir. You do not want to see? I do not want to show." And he's like, "Come on." And he didn't press the issue too much, but I did agree to go to their home. The driver, he had this beautiful house with like mirrors on the ceiling, a fish tank over a waterbed in the living room, and all his appliances were black and they gleamed like onyx. And I was like, wow. But they led me through the house and sat me on the porch, and I was like, "Hey, do you got any gauze and some hydrogen peroxide?" And I showed him my wound. And the little passenger guy, Stevie was his name, Stevie goes running in the house, and Ronnie, he says Lonnie, but he says, "My name's Lonnie." And I say, "Lonnie?" And he says, "No, Lonnie." And I'm like, "Ronnie?" He's like, "Yes." Anyways, it's unfortunate he has that name. But anyways, Ronnie, he sees my foot needs some attention. He's quite the kind of an expert. I don't know. He was very caring as he got the wound all clean with betadine and put Neosporin on there, some gauze. And then he's like, "We need to tell Stevie you're okay, and maybe you guys should hit the road. I want to take a nap." And Stevie, he's impossible. If you want to take a nap, he's going to keep you up. And I was like, okay. So we go back inside, and Stevie's looking at me like I don't know, he's very histrionic, perhaps a borderline personality disorder or something going on upstairs. But I was like, "Hey, Stevie," because I saw a banana in one of this wire hanging basket. They had a banana, and I grabbed it. And he's like, "Oh!" And I bit it, and he's like, "Oh!" But that lightened the mood, and he wasn't so scared of me being a bloody mess with my foot, and it really scared him apparently. But he starts to drive me back down I-90, headed eastward, and I'm like, all right, this is good. But then he starts to grab me, or try to grab me, and I do this gnarly pinch like that. I don't know if you can see, but his arm got all welted, and by the time it's turning black and blue, these dots having been hit repeated times, he's like, "Where are we going?" And I was like, "Spokane. It's about 5 hours from here, 4 or 5 hours." And he's like, "Wait, that's too far. That's too far." And we're at the base of Snoqualmie, and the rain is beginning to slant down. And he goes to pull over on the road, but I'm like, "Bro, we're on the freeway. You can't U-turn." He's like, "Ah." And he's like looking to see where he can turn around maybe, but the freeway is divided going up the mountain pass. And it is to the top of Snoqualmie, and we're up there. And I see big, dark, gray clouds, nimbuses just threatening. They're going to rain. I'm like, man, it's already cold, even though it's August at 3,000 feet. It gets a little bit, a little bit windy, a little bit cold. And I'm like, I play my trump card. I make Stevie an offer he can't refuse. Right before he's about to veer off on the off ramp and let me out basically up here in this mountain pass. I just close my eyes and I say, I will let you suck my dick if you take me all the way to Spokane. He heard me, and he had a difficulty understanding me before this, but he swerves the car back onto the road, and I'm like, whoa. And he's like, wait, what? Oh, I should have pulled over. And I was like, no, man, here's how it's going to go. You're going to lean over and suck my dick, and I'm going to steer, and you're going to take me all the way to Spokane. He's like, yes, yes, yes. And he's freaking out. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The thing is, if you need to press the gas pedal harder, I will tell you. And, if there's something coming up, I will let you know. He's like, okay, no. And I was like, and I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing because I'm not a very big guy. And I whip it out. And he's like, oh, what are you talking about? You're not big. That's the same size as me. And I'm like, and he shows me his. I'm like, that pretty much figures. It's like the perfect sucking size. And the minute his mouth is around me, I feel this welling of rage. Like, he's so good though. I'm like, oh, and I do make a noise, and I was like, wow. I mean, the amount of saliva, the tongue swirling, the proficiency he was, and it made me so angry and so confused. And right before I got done, I go, hey, look out. And he bobs up, he pops his head up, he goes, what? And I busted it up my hand, and I wipe it on the seatbelt, and he goes, oh, that's the best part. And he uses his fingers to scoop up my jizz and starts licking it. I'm like, ugh. And I'm really mad at him. I'm really angry. But then I start to laugh because, well, there goes my heteronormative waves. I mean, waves. I don't know exactly, but it was a bit much. And he took me all the way down to Ellensburg while he got me a subway and onward to Spokane. Past the Columbia River, he's like, hey, let me give you a hand job. And I was like, I can't get hard again. Surprise, surprise, guess what else Stevie was good at? And so, find this hard to believe, but for about 2 hours there, I was just looking out the passenger side window at everything passing. Stevie's just tugging away, and he's whispering all kinds of nasty shit in his squishy language. He's like, Tongala, I don't know. But I ditched him once I got to where I wanted to go. So that's that story. I just wrote that today. I thought that I'd share that. I think I could do it as a stand-up comedy bit. Okay, I need to stop. Blessings.